Next, let's do a comparison between the Aston Apex and about a dozen other microphones, because why not? This is the Aston Apex 3 inches off, 48 volts on, gain at 40 decibels, voicing 1. Let's hear the first mic. First up, I'm on the Shure SM58, one of the most popular microphones of all time. 3 inches off, gain set at 50 decibels, no phantom power is on. This microphone costs about $100. There you go, 58 versus Apex. Back on the Aston Apex, same distance, same gain setting, just for a palate cleanser, let's hear another mic. Next, I'm on the Sennheiser E835, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. This microphone also costs about $100 and gives you a much brighter sound. That is the E835 against the Aston Apex. I am back on the Aston Apex again just to clear out your ear holes. Here's how it sounds. Let's hear some more mic. Next, I'm on the SE Electronics SEV7, 3 inches off, gain set at 50 decibels. This is another handheld dynamic. It costs about $100. And here is how the SEV7 sounds. Let's go back and do a whole bunch more. Hey, I'm back on the Apex again, and that's enough talking on this. Let's hear whatever the next one is. Now I am on the Shure Beta 58A, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. Make sure to check the lower third to see how much I boost each of these in post. This microphone costs about $150, and that is how it sounds compared to the Aston Apex. Okay, we're back on the Aston Apex again, and here's how it sounds. I've ran out of things to say. Let's go to another one. Now I am on the Audix OM3, say it with me, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. This microphone costs between $100 and $170, a lot of variation there, but here is how the Audix sounds against the Aston. AA, AVA, Angels and Airwaves? This is the Apex again. You shouldn't be surprised, nothing has changed. Check the lower third, let's hear some more. Now I am on the Mojave MAD, another handheld dynamic, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. I am slowly losing my mind. This microphone costs about $180, and that is the Mojave against the Aston Apex. Okay, here is the Aston Apex again. I hope you find these useful because it is mind-numbing to do. Let's hear the next one. Next, I am on the Sennheiser E935, another handheld dynamic, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. Make sure to check the lower third. This microphone costs about $200, and that is Sennheiser's more premium offering against the Aston Apex. This is the Aston Apex again. This is the 8th palate cleanser. Let's hear the next mic. Now I am on the Beyerdynamic TGV70D, 3 inches off, gain still set at 50 decibels. How many times can I say the exact same thing? A couple more, I am sure. This microphone also costs about $200, and it is very hot for a dynamic. I am living dangerously here. My level is very high. That is the TGV70D. Let's move on. Hello, I am on the Aston Apex. Here's how I sound when I talk. Let's hear some more yapping on the next one. Now we are on the condenser side. I am on the Audio-Technica AT2020, 3 inches off, gain still set at 40 decibels. This microphone costs about $120 or $130. That's a condenser mic against the Aston Apex. Check. 1, 2. This is the Aston Apex voicing 1, gain at 40 decibels, 48 volts on. Let's hear another microphone, please. Now I am on the Lewitt MTP350CM, 3 inches off, gain still at 40 decibels and 48 volts on. Another handheld condenser. This mic costs about $200, and here's how it sounds compared to the Aston Apex. Here is your penultimate palate cleanser on the Aston Apex. Let's hear the second to last mic. Next up, I am on the Earthworks SR117, 3 inches off, gain still at 40 decibels, 48 volts still on, because this is another handheld condenser, a very neutral handheld condenser. This costs about $200, and that's enough talking. Let's move on. And lastly, this is the Aston Apex, 3 inches off, gain at 40 decibels. Let's jump to the last microphone right now. I am on the Neumann U87AI, 3 inches off, gain dropped to 29 decibels, cardioid pattern, no pad, no filters. This microphone costs $3,700, so a direct and fair comparison against a handheld dynamic. That is enough of the comparisons. Let's go ahead. I crack myself up still with that bit. Let's go ahead and jump to the music test.